All right, first episode. Here we go. We're talking about sex today. So yeah, my first rant, I'm talking about sex. Thank you, Caitlin and Danny, but you guys put up the first comment. Not that the first comment will always win, but that's how I'm working it this day. I'm a Christian. In my Christian tradition, we believe sex should only be held in marriage. So I will talk about both marriage, in marriage, out of marriage. I will not be covering homosexual sex on this episode, though. So don't argue with me about that right now. I'm just not talking about it today. Sex. Sex is a touchy subject because it's so personal, because it's so intimate. It's something that two people share, and sometimes more. Still kind of creeps me out. People have very strong opinions about sex. So yeah, it's going to be a touchy subject simply because we have strong opinions. But I do feel that sex is something that is very important for people in the church, out of the church. People should talk about it, because when we don't talk about it, we end up with a lot of misinformation and people not knowing the actual truth, especially among homeschoolers and Christians. Yes, I'm talking heavily to you guys. Marriage. I feel that sex is healthiest when it's in a marriage. It should be between someone who you are fully, completely committed to. It should not be something that you just do with any random stranger or person, which I know most people, I feel most people don't just hook up with a random stranger, but it definitely happens a lot more often than it probably should. Sex is a great indicator for a healthy marriage. If your friend is telling you that they are a little bit backed up and they're married, then they're not having a good marriage. Something is wrong there and it needs to be addressed. Sex should be happening a lot in a marriage. If you are having sex less than 3 times a week and you're married, then I would have to say that you are probably having more issues than you're willing to acknowledge. And you can agree with me, disagree with me on that. I don't care. I will talk about it more with you if you want to in the comments below, right down there. Outside of marriage, I feel that sex really shouldn't be outside of marriage for several reasons. Mainly, sex is more than physical. You get a lot of emotions caught up in there. There's things that happen in your brain chemistry that cause you to become more endearing to the person you're having sex with. So if you're constantly having sex with a complete jerk who is abusive and mean to you, or just someone who is just not that good of a person, then yes, you're going to want to stick with them. It's probably why a lot of these girls are like, but I love him, even though he's like kicking your butt or ass or whatever. He's just beating you. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's dumb. Get out of an abusive relationship. Sex is also physical, and that is another reason why it should be something that's held within serious relationships. There's a lot of diseases out there. There are now about 30 STDs, maybe more, and women are more likely to be carriers, catch and transmit these diseases, and then guys are, just because of the nature of sex. Women are more likely to get these than guys are. There are not as many symptoms as you may want to think, so your junk could just fall off, and then that's your first indicator that you have an STD. Fun. So if you are going to have sex outside of marriage, definitely use protection. Please use protection. Don't be spreading around diseases like a complete jerk. But yeah, keep it in your pants if you're not married. That's my view. Talk about it below. I am willing to have intelligent conversation about this. And talk. That would be my main thing. Parents, you need to talk to your kids about this subject. You need to talk to them about it early. I remember my parents not trying to talk to me about it. Sorry, I'm throwing you under the bus here, Mom and Dad. I remember the first time being when I was like 12 or 13. And by then I was like, too late. Even though I wasn't having sex at 13 or anything. But even though my mom claims that she talked to me about it earlier, I didn't want my mom talking to me about that. That's something that the dad should be talking to me about. If you have a dad, talk to your sons. Wives, mothers, talk to your daughters. Don't do the cross-gender thing. It makes it an even more awkward topic. If your kids are 10 years old and you haven't talked to them about sex yet, you need to, because otherwise someone else will or already has. Friends. Talk to your friends about sex. Obviously, you don't want to have specifics given about your own sex life necessarily, because it ruins the intimacy between you and your wife or husband or lover or whatever. But talk about it. It needs to be a non-taboo subject. And finally, spouse. If you're not talking to your husband and or wife about sex, why? Why aren't you talking to the person who you potentially should be having the most sex with? I don't get that. Why would you not talk to them about it? It needs to be talked about. It's on what you like, what you don't like, what bothers you, or what you would like to see happen. Talk to them about it. It's good. Wait, that was weird. Anyways, that is my talk about sex in a nutshell. Yeah, push the like button. I actually don't know which side it's on yet, or the subscribe button. I don't know which side that's on either. Yeah, but hit the like or subscribe button, comment below, have fun. Thank you for your comments ahead of time. And of course, the people who gave me this topic were Caitlin and Danny, so they win, and you will be getting $5 Starbucks card.